Good morning.
Good morning.
How is everyone doing?
Very good. Just so you know, I think our Wi-Fi is like spotty. So if something happens, that's what.
Okay. Matt's here, Ruthie's here, Tashina's here. All right. Hello, hello. I know that some of you are stressed about the test yesterday. It's okay. We're going to talk about it. All right. So I know we're still waiting for a couple more people, but we'll get started. So you took the test yesterday. Some of us had a little stress, a little tech difficulties, things like that, but we finished. Now, if you're concerned about your results, I sent you guys an email yesterday that said, remember, your results aren't final until I look at them. So your grade usually goes up when I look at your paper, right? Because you make silly mistakes and I can give you partial credit, or you round wrong, or you type the wrong thing on Canvas, but the right thing's on your paper. So I can give you credit for all of those things. So no worries. Don't stress out about your grade just yet. Now, you do have a statistics reflection to complete, and you might want to reflect on the test. I'm going to finish those as soon as I can, right? So then you can really look at them. That being said, today we're going to start our new unit, which is probability, which is related to statistics, which we just finished. But before we do that, let's talk about Thunderbird Thursday. So I put this in the newsletter, but some of you aren't reading in our updates, but some of you aren't reading the updates. And so I want to make sure you see it. So there is a copy of it, and I'll show you what it looks like. I've been sharing stuff that's been going on campus for all, but this is kind of nice because they did to put it all in one spot. So they're calling it the T-Bird Times, and it comes out bi-weekly, and it's on the Virtual Student Life Center, and it has lots of info. What's nice is it has everything in one place. So the We Care Wednesdays, there's a virtual anime event at 3 p.m. Some of you might be interested in that. it's, you know, saying, do you like anime? Are you looking to meet some fellow students who also enjoy anime? Join us Friday to our One Piece event. All are welcome to this casual conversation. End your week with some anime and new friends. We hope to see you there. So kind of nice, tells you how to get there. Student success workshops. They have the All Arizona MCC, All Arizona Academic Scholars. That's who made the academic team. March is Women's History Month. I had already put this on there that we have a women's empowerment event. So very nice. Make sure you try to attend some of those. That one's on Monday at 5 o'clock, but I like this all in one place because then the links are there and everything. So it's really nice. The Footlight Forum, there's so many. The Moral and Demographic Imperative of Ethnic Studies, that's March 10th at 6 p.m. Scholarship information, a virtual paint party. How fun is that? I don't know if you on the computer, if you're supposed to paint at your house. I'm a little confused by that, but I think it sounds fun. This, if you know anybody who's really into computers, there's a hackathon going on next week from March 15th to 19th. It says 3-day application development training and then 2-day hackathon. So it's all spring break, but it would give you great experience if this is what you're interested in. Then there's lots more, civic engagement, our civic action hours, and then here's our ongoing things, Mesa Market Curbside, and so on. Whoops. So I like this because it's all in one spot, and you can get all your information there, okay? Keep this in mind for our Thunderbird Thursday. It's called the T-Bird Time. Nice? All right. Now, any questions, concerns, anything about statistics or the test or Thunderbird Thursday or anything like that before we get started? All right. In the chat, this is what I want you to do. What do you think of when you hear the word probability? What do you think of when you hear the word probability? Get it ready in the chat. Don't hit enter. All right, everybody got something in the chat? Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. So chances of something, the likelihood of something being a certain outcome, dice, gambling, how likely something is to happen, the percentage of something occurring, how likely it is to occur, and random chance. That's an interesting one, right? Is it random? Is it not random? We'll talk about that. So those are all correct. We do probably in lots of ways. Can anyone think of why you would need to learn probability? Why is that a thing? This is a college mathematics class, and we're supposed to be talking about practical math. And with statistics, we talked about how you need to be a knowledgeable consumer of statistics that are out there. So you know how to read them, use them, and things like that. But why probability? Why would you need that? No one knows? I know you do live in Arizona. Yeah, understanding the likelihood of something that may occur. Yeah, you live in Arizona, so the weather doesn't change a whole lot. But don't we use probability in weather? Yeah. Our meteorologists determine the likelihood that it's going to rain. What was going on yesterday with the weather? Did you go outside yesterday?
Blew my tree down.
What is going on with that wind? It was awful.
And not
It was
one of the tree
crazy.
trees down on the street.
Really? We had like our recycle bin was going down the street like crazy. We had all kinds of stuff blown away. Now, have you been outside today? Is it windy today? Not at all. It's not windy at all. Isn't that weird? So, but if you watch the weather beforehand, they predicted that wind was going to happen, right? They said it was going to be. So now they're not always right, right? We know they're not always right. So weather is a perfect example of probability. How about COVID-19 right now? Do we talk about likelihood and probabilities with that? Yeah. And we talk about the effectiveness of vaccines, right? That's all probability. That's what that is. So also your insurance rates. Anyone pay for their car insurance, for their health insurance, life insurance, homeowners insurance, renters insurance? All of that is based on probability. Yeah. So like to insure a 16-year-old male is the most expensive car insurance you can buy, right? Yeah, it's crazy. They've done statistical studies. They say these are the people who are more likely to get an accident. So we're going to charge more for insurance because we're going to have to pay out for that. Interesting. So yeah, 16-year-old females aren't much better, by the way. You still have to pay a lot, but the males, it's an extraordinary difference in that. And that's all based on probability and statistics. Okay, so those things are connected. Have you ever thought about what's the likelihood you're going to get a certain job when you apply? When I was applying to be residential math faculty, those jobs don't come up very often, and they were getting thousands of resumes. Thousands. That's, you know, the likelihood of you getting hired, it goes way down. When you're only one resume, the likelihood you're going to get hired is pretty high, right? So those kind of things affect you all the time. So it's good to understand probability. Okay, today we're going to play a game. Yeah? We're going to play a game so we can just investigate some things. And we're going to use dice. I know that someone said they think of dice when they think of probability. So I'm going to explain the game to you. Okay? I'm going to put you in a pair so you can play the game. Now, one of you might have to be my partner because I think we have an odd number unless we get somebody else to get here, like V or Zach. So, but that's okay. I know you're like, oh my gosh, please don't be me. Don't be me. That's the teacher's partner. Please, please, please. It's okay. You'll survive. I promise. Okay. So you're going to play a game where you're going to roll dice, and we're going to roll 2 dice, and we're going to do it virtually. So I have a dice roller for you. You're also going to record some information on a game board. Okay. So you're playing against your partner. The goal of the game is to remove your cubes off the game board before your partner does. That's the way you win, is if you get all your cubes off before your partner does. So first of all, I'll show you the dice roller, okay? Just because it's just an electronic dice roller, and one of the partners can be in charge of the dice rolling, or you can each do it. So if you want to both do it, there it is in the chat. So I'll show you what the dice look like. So I'm rolling 2 virtual dice, and I'm just going to click roll dice. So I rolled 2 dice. I got a 6 on one and a 2 on the other one. So if I add those 2 numbers up, 6 plus 2, I get 8. So that's what I rolled. So my 8, I would record on my sheet, and we'll talk about what that means. If I want to roll again, I literally just click roll again. So this time I got 11. I could keep rolling. I got a 7, I got a 5, I got a 4, right? So you get the idea. We're gonna roll these dice now. The other thing that, so you roll the dice, you figure out the sum. Now, you're gonna record the sum just at the top of your recording sheet, which I'll show you in a minute. And you just have to put a tally mark there. Like I rolled, what did I roll, an 8? So I rolled an 8, I put a little tally mark there. It doesn't matter who rolled which number, okay? It doesn't matter if I rolled an 8 and then Zevi rolled an 11 and then I rolled a 7. It doesn't matter. We're recording every roll, okay? So we're just gonna keep track of what we roll. Now, when you see the recording sheet, this is gonna make a little more sense. You each have 10 markers or 10 cubes. You're gonna place those cubes before you start the game. If it's my turn and I roll and I get an 8, if I have a cube on 8, I get to take that off the board. If I don't have an 8, I don't get to take that off the board. And then it's gonna be my partner's turn, okay? And they're gonna roll. And if they have a cube on that one, they get to remove that cube, okay? And you're gonna keep playing until one person removes all their cubes and then they're the winner. Then you should have enough time to play 2 games, okay? So you're gonna start again, placing your cubes where you want it. And then don't erase your recording of your tallies. Just keep a running tally of the ones you roll. So then when you're all done, you can record as a team, oh, we rolled 26s and we rolled, 8 4s, whatever it is, okay? Because then we're gonna compare it to our class data. So let me show you what the record sheet looks like. I have a sample one already ready for you. So here's the one you're gonna make a copy of, or you can write on paper. I don't care, you're not turning this in. You just need to make sure you keep track because I need the data. But I am going to show you a sample one. Okay, so let me share my screen with my sample one. So let's say I already have this set up, okay? I'm ready to play. And let's just say I'm playing against, I don't know, Zevi. You're right in the middle of my screen. So Zevi, I just picked you. So, and let's say I'm blue and Zevi's red. We already placed our cubes. If you notice on the one I put in the chat, all these cubes are down at the bottom, right? And you can just click and drag them out onto the paper when you're doing it electronically, or you can just mark it on a plain piece of paper. So I'm blue, Zevi's red. This is how I decided to put them. You see the recording sheet at the top. So let's just pretend we're gonna play and I'm gonna go first. So I'm gonna go to my dice roller and I'm gonna roll. I rolled a 7. Does everybody see I rolled a 7? So now on my 7, I'm gonna take my recording sheet and I'm gonna put a tally mark on 7. So right up there at 7, I would put a little mark. I don't think it's going to actually let me do it. Let's see. Let's see if it'll let me put, oh, there we go. So I'm just going to, I did not mean to put it there. I'm just going to put a little mark on 7 right there. Okay. Then notice I was blue. So I can take one of these cubes and I can take it off the board. Okay. Right now, I'm not going to be able to. I'm just going to have to delete it because I'm on my iPad and my iPad hates Google Docs. Okay, so I took that one off the board. Now it's going to be Zevi's turn. Okay, Zevi's going to roll the dice record what she got, and if she has a cube on that number, she's going to take it off. And we're just going to take turns until one of us removes all the cubes. Okay? But we're going to have a running record. It doesn't matter if, let's say, Zevi rolls a 7 right now. That's fine. I'm just going to change this right here. I'm just going to put in, I can do it however I want. I know electronically it's a little silly. I can just put another 1 there. That's not an 11. I'll make sure you don't think it's an 11. So far we've rolled 2 7s. So, but Zevi doesn't have one on 7. Do you see that? There's no reds on 7. So Zevi doesn't get to remove a cube, and her turn's over. And now it's my turn again. Okay? So once you finish 2 games, you're going to total all your numbers, because then I'm going to have you class spread. Tashina, question.
Yeah, so just real quick. So if myself and Zevi both had a cube on 7 and I rolled a 7, you're saying that both of us get to remove our cubes from 7, not just
Only
myself?
if it's your turn.
Okay.
Only if it's your turn.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Each person's turn is separate. So when you're all done, you'll come back to the main room and we'll share our class data, and I'll explain how you do that when you're all done. So I'm going to put you in partner groups. Partner A is going to be the leader. They're going to make sure they copy the document and share the link with your other partner. Then partner B is going to share the screen in a breakout room and share the class results. Okay. So if you're partner A, I'm going to list you first. Okay. So I'm going to put you in your group. I don't know where you just disappeared to. Oh, there we go. Okay. So let's put Zevi with Brady. You might be with totally new people. That's the idea. I'm going to put Danessa with Annie. I'm going to put Lily with Judith. I'm going to put Matt with Lee. I'm going to put Josh with Ruki. And then I'm going to put Tashina, you're going to be my partner, okay? Okay. So, anybody have any questions on what you're supposed to do?
So we're basically just taking a cube, putting it on the one that we go to, flipping the dice again, and then moving to that spot until all the dice.
No.
Okay.
Let's start over.
So we all get our own game board, right? Or do we all share one?
You share one with your partner.
Okay, perfect.
That's it. So with your partner, your game board's going to look like this. Okay?
Okay.
You have 10 cubes at the bottom in both colors. Before you start the game, each person puts their cubes where they want. You have to place all 10 of your cubes to start the game.
Okay.
Okay? I just had one preset where we already placed our cubes. So you set all your cubes. So you think, oh, when I play dice games, I always roll a 4 every time. So I'm going to put a lot of cubes on 4. It's up to you. Whatever you think appears most often for you, right? Okay. And you can put multiple cubes on the same one.
All right.
Okay, so you start there. So when you start the actual game, when you roll, you're only removing cubes from the board. That's all you're doing.
So you're removing cubes on those spots if they come up. So like, let's say you rolled a 7 and you had a bunch on 7, you would just take those off?
Nope, you only move 1 cube at a time.
Okay.
So if you roll a 7 and you have 10 cubes on 7, you only get to take off 1.
Okay.
And then it's your partner's turn.
All right, cool.
And if you have nothing on there, you don't get to remove anything, right?
And then you put the tally for however many at the top take. Okay.
You put the tally every time you roll.
Okay.
The tally at the top is just keeping track of what numbers you're rolling.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Good questions, Josh. Any other clarifying questions before we start playing? Okay, call me in your room if you need my help. Okay, so, and Tashina will be fine because I'll get her started. Okay, so you should have 10 to start. Notice I already have one on the board. So you should have 10 of each color to start. Decide who's red, who's blue. Okay, and you can always pull up my slides. Well, let me see. I don't have my slides up there. If you need the help with, let me know. Okay, I'm going to open your room. And remember, you're playing 2 games.
least no one's waiting on us.
That's true. I thought there would be more people, but I guess I
Yeah, she's not even in here.
All right, guys, thank you for being here and being so patient. I know that some of you already recorded your results. I think it was Brady and Zevi, but I'm going to have the rest of you do it in just a sec. I'm going to put it in the chat. I thought I had this up. There we go. All right. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the chat. So type in your results on your line if you didn't yet, and make sure you don't change anyone else's results, because my other class is in here too, because I wanted us to have more data to look at, because our classes are so small. Okay, so there's the spreadsheet in the chat, and you can see my other classes results as well, and that might help you notice some patterns. Okay, Tashina, do you want to put ours in there, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I can. Just a moment.
Okay.
So we're adding round 1 and round 2, right?
You're adding what?
Like the first round and the second round into the
Yeah,
box?
both rounds together. This is your total for both rounds. We did not have a 1, Tashina. We had a 2.
We had one. Oh,
We
I
did
thought it
not
was
have a
one.
1.
I thought it
remember?
was 1-1. It was 1-2. Sorry, okay,
No.
I'm counting them wrong. I'll go
Yeah,
back.
so put a 0, change that to a 0. That first one. Remember, because the first game you wanted it to be a 1. So we're putting our results in this spreadsheet. So one of your team members should put it in there. I think everybody has a row, right? I don't think there's anyone who doesn't have one. Okay. And then after we get everybody's data in there, I want you to look at all my data from both my classes you can see, and see if you notice any patterns, or when you were playing, did you notice anything?
When it says like the sum of it, are you saying like how many times we rolled that number?
Yeah, it was what we
Okay.
tallied in our little, on our sheet, right? That last
Yeah.
thing we did.
Okay.
So it was like, for ours, it was 0, 1, 8, 8, 15, 19, 21, those numbers. Right? Tashina, you all right? If you're talking, I can't hear you, but do you know what numbers to put in?
I think I do. I'm like, because
Do you want, I'll just put them in.
yeah. I'm like, wait, this says we got a total of 8 threes. So would that be 8
So,
for 3? Would that what you
yeah,
say sum is?
yeah, the table is exactly the same, right? The
Yeah,
table is literally exactly
I
the same.
know.
So
I'm
8,
just
8,
special.
what's the next number, Tashina?
Okay,
15,
go.
what was it? 15, 21, no, 15, 19, 21.
5, 4, 3. Sorry.
8, 8, 5, 4, 3. You're a little punchy. 8,
Today's one of those days.
8, 5, 4, 3. Okay.
Yes, V and
Now,
Danessa, that's every day for me.
now
thank
they're
you.
right. Okay. Josh and Ruki, do you have the link to put in your data?
Yeah, I'm just calculating everything right now.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, so, and by the way, who won your games? Did we have any big winners out there who won both games?
Oh yeah, the teacher.
I noticed I wasn't all braggy. I was quiet about it.
Who won, you guys? Who won?
Well, did you want me to say who lost? Okay,
No.
Matt, what were you gonna say? Matt, say what you were gonna say.
Oh, I didn't have anything to say, but I won, I guess, in the one game we played.
Yay! Good. Okay, and Annie, you had won one, right? When I left. Danessa, did you win the second one? Uh-oh, you did.
Annie won both of them.
Okay, and Annie was so good, she wasn't bragging. She was just sitting there, unlike me. Zevi, you and Brady, who won?
We each won both one of each.
You each won. Okay, so you have to have a tiebreaker in the next game we play, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Udit, who was with Udit? Udit and Lily, who won?
We were kind of a tie. It was kind of in the middle.
Somebody had to win, or the game wouldn't have ended. Who removed all their cubes first?
I did.
Okay. Oh, we have a random 8 down there. I don't know where that's on our spreadsheet. I'm going to take it off. Okay, so do we have everybody's data in now? Oh, we're almost done. Okay, good. We have. Okay, good. So what are you noticing when you look at this data? Anyone?
2 and 1 appear to be like the ones with like none that anyone
Yeah,
ever
so
really rolled.
Very nice, Josh. That's for sure. So first of all, was it possible to roll a 1?
No.
No. So
But I apparently thought so.
So that's the fun part about this game is if you don't tell your partner, which I did not, she had all her cubes placed before I arrived, just so you know. So, and she had a cube on 1, but I let us play the whole game, even though I knew I was going to win, right? Because there was no way for her to win, because if you have a cube on 1, it's never going to happen. But I love, and Josh says 2 was pretty rare as well, if you notice that. And then how about way on the end, who is that team? Oh, that was in my other class. They rolled a lot of 12. I'm not sure I believe that data, but where is most of the data around? Rookie, where is it?
In the middle, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, does that remind you of anything that we learned last module? If we graphed this data, what do you think it would look like? Ho, ho, ho. Did everybody see what Tashina was doing this? It would look like a curve, right? Where lots of our data is in the middle and the ends were more rare. If you've never played any dice games, there's a reason that 7 is where you lose in craps, right? There's a reason. I mean, unless you're betting against the roller, which is highly frowned upon. So, but that's why games are set up for you to lose, right? And so we're going to look at this more on Monday, but this was just a way for us to get started. Hopefully you had a little bit of fun playing. We could not roll a 5. All I needed to do was roll a 5, and I could not roll a 5 to save my life at the end there. So we're going to do more with this data. We're going to talk about just a tiny bit for like 2 minutes on theoretical probability. So theoretical probability is found by dividing the successes or the favorable outcomes by the total outcomes. So let's just pretend we're only rolling 1 dice, okay? Only one single 6-sided die. And we want to find these probabilities. So what's the probability that you're going to get a 2? Well, to figure that out, how many 2s are on a 6-sided die? There's only 1, 2. So that would be our numerator. And then how many total numbers are there on the die? There's 6. So your chance or your probability of rolling a 2 is 1 out of 6. Does that make sense? Okay, good. Now I can change the questions and make them a little more difficult. What's the probability of rolling an odd number? So we still have 6 for our denominator. How many odd numbers are there on a 6-sided dice? 3. So I can simplify that, and most of us would believe that 1 out of 2 is a likelihood that we're going to get an odd number, right? 1/2, because the likelihood of getting an even is 1/2 as well. Good. Try that last one. Try that last one and get your answer ready in the chat. What's the probability of rolling a number greater than 4? Get it ready in the chat. All right, let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go. Nice. Okay, and I didn't say you had to simplify it. So all your answers are correct, okay, right now. On more, of course, more would say it once it's simplified. But right now, while we're talking, I can totally see how you would write 2 over 6 because there's 2 numbers on the die that are greater than 4, 5 and 6. And then there's a total of 6 numbers on the die. That does simplify to 1/3. So that's very, very basic, and we just barely scratched the surface of this. But we're going to look more into our dice and probabilities on Monday, okay? So what I want you to do now, we're not doing any of this yet, is remember, you have a mini lesson that's due, I don't know, does it say tonight or tomorrow? I can't remember, but get it done, right? PC1 mini lesson, get that done. And then you have a statistics reflection that's due on Sunday. Okay, don't forget to do that statistics reflection. You can wait just a little bit until I grade the test if you want to reflect on that too, because I'm hoping to get those done pretty quickly. That's my top priority. Okay. So otherwise, let me put your exit ticket in the chat. It's real brief. Okay. Sorry I couldn't visit your rooms more often, but nobody was asking me for help, so I guess you were doing fine. Okay, because Tashina and I were busy playing the game. Okay, so do your exit ticket and then have a great weekend. If you have a question, stick around. Otherwise, I'll see you on Monday.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye, good job.
Bye, thank you.
Bye.
So I came in late today. I'm sorry about that. But did you say when you're going to have the test finished graded?
I'm going to grade them as soon as I can, for sure before Monday, but
Okay.
I'm hoping to get them done by tomorrow.
All right. Perfect. Sweet.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
I had also a question. So I know I mentioned to you that I'm meeting with my tutor on Saturday. She's
Yep.
asking for notes. So should I just send her like the mini lesson that's due tonight, like tell her that that's what we're working on, or like I just don't know what I should work on with her. She wants like because I know we had last night we had to read we read the pages or whatever. So should I
Yep.
send her? I just want to like know what's the best thing to study about with her so that I can
Well, we're starting the whole probability unit, so definitely PC1, but you can do
Okay.
PC1. I think we'll be through PC3 by next week. So you could go all the way up through PC3. Let me look at my slides for next week. I'm pretty sure we finish with PC3 right before break. So let me check. Yep. So you could do PC1, PC2, PC3.
Okay, and then the notes would be the
I don't know what notes your tutor would want. Like,
Bye, you guys.
bye, Tashina. Good luck today.
bye. Well, she just wants like no like textbook